6th standard. I welcome you all for this new session. My name is Emmanuel de la Victoire and I am your French teacher for this year, and we'll be seeing French in an exciting way that you like. Okay, so how are you all? So it's been a long time we have been waiting for French, and finally we are into this French class. So I congratulate each and everyone who chose French as their second language, and on behalf of our French department I invite you all to this French language and let's explore French together. Fine. So you might be so excited what we are going to see today. Is it so? Yes. Okay. So I'll just give you a general idea of what we are going to see today, and then we'll get into the class. Is it okay? Okay. Fine. So what you must have. Do you have a book? French book? No, right? So no need to worry about those things. Now we are not going to deal with the French book. Slowly I will introduce the French book which you have to buy. Need not worry about it. Since this is your first class, let's learn something about France. Okay, so what shall we learn about France? Okay, let me ask this question to you. Why do you want to learn French first? You want to learn French for something? Are you going to France? So think about that first. You have chosen French language. Either you must have some connection to France or French. Okay, do you know how many countries they speak French? Yes, no? Okay, I'll give you 3 options. Just make a guess. Okay, 28, 29, 30. How many countries speak French? Who got the right answer? Okay, the answer is 29. Okay, 29 countries in the world speak French. So do you know this? Okay, like this, there will be some interesting things that we are going to see today. Since we speak French, we must know something about France before starting to learn French. Is it? Okay, so you might have some questions. Sir, we don't know French. What are we going to learn in French today? And will the questions be in French if I'm going to write this online test? You'll have a lot of doubts. This is your first class, right? So I'll tell you, this is the first class, so you will not have any French test. Okay, I'll give a test on GK questions, something which is related to France. I will be discussing with you on the board, and based on that I'll give you some questions from the online test. So that is it for today. So you're not going to learn any French, but I'm planning to teach you alphabet today. Okay, because tomorrow you will see something which is related to greetings. So if I just blindly start that, you will feel difficult. So we are going to plan 2 things today. One, we are going to learn the general knowledge, something about France, and secondly we are going to learn alphabet, that is alphabets in French. Okay, now I'll tell you what you must have and what you should not have. Okay, you need not have any pencil, note, anything now until I finish the class. Now next 10 minutes you're just going to sit idly and listen to me. No need to take notes. Very happy, right? That is what you want. Okay, so first you see what sir is teaching. Then when I literally tell, yes students, you can take notes now, you can take the notes. Okay, so we are going to deal with 10 questions today, that is which is related to France. Shall we see that? Are you interested? Okay, so just ensure this alone. When you sit alone, don't sit with your siblings. Okay, stay focused. If you're not audible, if I am not audible to you, keep a earphone just for 20 minutes. I will not exceed 20 minutes of class. Okay, is it fine? Okay, so you must be enthusiastic. That's what I want. Fine? Okay, let's get into the class. Let's see something about France. Okay, about France, the first thing which we are going to see is, do you know what is the shape of France? France is a country, right? You might be so excited. Sir, what do you mean by shape? Does the country has a shape? Yeah. If you note the map of France, okay, if possible I give the picture of the map of France, okay, on the side of me. If it is possible, I'll try to show you. Okay, the shape of France, the map of France will be more or like hexagon shape. Okay, that's why they call France as l'hexagon. In French they say l'hexagon, but we'll go with English today. Okay, hexagon. You know the shape of hexagon? Like this. It will be more or less like this, hexagon shape. Okay, what will a country have? A country will have mountain, rivers. Without this, there won't be any country. Why? Because there should be some way of way to live, right? Water is essential, and food, that is trees, gives us food. So these things are essential. So something we are going to learn about this, and the main thing you have to know, first point is hexagon. Shape of France is hexagon. Okay, let's move on to the second point. Capital. This is well known. Even a very small kid could say this. Capital of France. When I say capital of France, what strikes your mind first? Eiffel Tower. It's very tall. Okay, so once we must go to Eiffel Tower. That's my plan. Are you coming along with me? Okay, I'll take you to Eiffel Tower. Is it? Okay, then you have to speak in French. Without knowing French, we cannot go there, right? So you should learn French properly. Okay, so Eiffel Tower, where is it located? It is in Paris. So Paris is the capital of France. Will you remember this? What is the capital of France? Paris. So that is your second point. First is hexagon, shape of France, and second is what? Capital of France, Paris. Color of French flag. Okay, you might have this question, sir. Indian flag has some color, and French flag also has some color. What color it is? Usually in French we'll say bleu, blanc, rouge. The translation of it is blue, white, red. Blue, white, red. So that resembles liberty, equality and fraternity. No need to go deep into that. Since you are the beginners, I want to make it very simple. Blue, white, red. Will you remember this? What is the color of France? French flag? Blue, white and red. Good. So hexagon, capital is Paris, and color of French flag is blue, white and red. Okay, let's go for the fourth one. Independence Day. So Independence Day of France, when it is celebrated? Any idea? Okay, when is the Independence Day of India? 26th Jan or 15th August? It is nearing, no? Independence Day is nearing, no? So it is 15th August. The same way, France also has an Independence Day, or it is called as Bastille Day. Okay, if you want little more information on this, you can Google and just go and search. It will be very interesting. Okay, so when is the Independence Day in France? Just it was over a week before. That is 14th July. Okay, which day is it? 14th July. So 4 points, don't forget. So the last one which we saw was Independence Day of France, that is 14th July. Okay, so most important skill is listening skill. So far you have listened 4 questions, so it should be here. Okay, so at the end of the class I will ask you some questions, so you should be able to say without seeing the board. Okay, fine. Currency. See, before it was franc. Okay, now what currency they use? Currency means money. Okay, in India we use rupee. Okay, the same way in France they use euro. The picture of euro, you can see it in Google image. Euro is the color of, euro is the currency of France. Okay, which euro? $10 euro is there, and $20 20 euro is there, 30 euro is there, and 50 euro is there, and 100 euros, like that euros are there. Okay, you can have the image and you can search it on Google image. Okay, euro is the currency of France. Okay, don't forget, which is the currency of France? You have to say euro. Okay, next point is museum. So what does museum tells us? Most of the museum in each country tells us the history of that particular country. If you want to know the history of that particular country, if you visit the museum, you will have a picture of what was happened in the last 100 years. Okay, so when you go to France, do not forget to visit this museum. This museum's name is Le Louvre. Okay, Le Louvre. It is the biggest museum. Okay, it is situated in France. What is the name of the museum? Louvre. Okay, Louvre museum is it will be in a triangle shape. Okay, if possible I will post the picture. Louvre museum is the biggest museum in France. Okay, so don't forget Louvre museum. Please repeat Louvre. Okay, landmark. There are a lot of landmarks, because what is a land? What do you mean by landmark? Landmark, if I say a place, you will say what is very special there. So what is special in France? Even we can say it is very popular. So Eiffel Tower. So Eiffel Tower, as I already said, we will be visiting, right? If you learn French properly. Okay. So Eiffel Tower is the what? Landmark of France. What is it? Landmark. Landmark is nothing but a place which is very special or which is highlighted, okay, by a lot of people to just find out the destination. Okay, so near to the Eiffel Tower there is a park. Okay, there are a lot of public activities will be going on, and you can go in that river called La Sainte Cruise. You like cruise? Cruise is nothing but on the ship they will go around the city, okay, and they will just explore the city. So that is the one way they explore the city. So this you can do. Okay, so let's not go out of this topic. Landmark of France is Eiffel Tower. Okay, so please tell what is the landmark? Eiffel Tower. Wine. France is popular for three things. Wine, very very popular. Cheese, another popular, which we are going to see next. And it is also popular for fashion and cuisine. Cuisine is nothing but the French cuisine, the kitchen method. They have this way of eating. I'll tell it in an elaborate way. And wine is the starter. Okay, before we start, in India we will used to have some soup. Okay, do you know why do we have soup? Soup is for digestion. It gets into the stomach and it makes our stomach ready to have a big meal. If you want to have a big meal, you must have a soup first, so that it will help you to digest what you eat. The same way in European countries. Where is France? In Europe, right? You know that, right? Okay. So in European countries they prefer wine. What does wine do? So it will get in and it will prepare your stomach for good digestion. Okay. So some of the wines which is very popular, at least one we must know. So Bourgogne. Bourgogne is one wine which is very popular. At least one name you must know. So there are a lot of wines and one is Bourgogne. Okay. So the spelling and other things we will know. Please wait. Wine, Bourgogne. And next one, what I said, very popular, fashion. The dress, no, in Paris it is very costly. In euros it is very very costly. So if you want to buy one dress, you should save a lot of money and you have to keep it ready. Normally in discount times the people will go and buy the dress, and the cloth material will be very nice and it will be supreme quality. Okay, so what is next? Fashion. Fashion is very famous in France. Okay, the cloth type and the dress, the belt and whatever the things. And because why it is very fashion? Because of the climate. Okay, so India, it is a hot country. Okay, so normally we will wear cotton cloth and other things, but France, it is a little cold country, so they will have a coat, overcoat and other things, and that's why fashion is very very popular in France. Okay, so don't forget two things which are fashionable, I mean famous. One is fashion and it is cuisine. Cuisine is nothing but the cooking method or the kitchen style. Okay, Indian style of making food. This is European style of making food. So two things I said, famous. One is fashion and next one is kitchen, French kitchen. Cheese. Cheese is the next point which we are going to discuss. So we could say French people don't eat rice. Okay, So normally what we will do in India, morning, idli, dosa, let's have. Okay, and what is next? Will we prefer bread? In India, most of the times we won't prefer bread. Why? Because that doesn't suit our culture. What we get here, rice, and that's why we cook idli or dosa very often. But in France, it is totally different. Okay, so they prefer French bread, baguette, long French bread. It is called as baguette. So that doesn't comes under GK. So don't worry. It's a long French bread. They cut the bread into slices and they will put some cheese. Okay, the cheese is little fatty only. It is a milk product. You can search on the Google also. At least one cheese we must know, no, French cheese, because in case we are going to France, if we want to have some breakfast without knowing the cheese name, how you will ask, I want this kind of cheese? We don't know, right? So you must know the name of the cheese. What is it? Camembert. Camembert is the cheese name. What is the name of the cheese? Camembert. Okay, Camembert is the name of the cheese. Okay, so cheese name is Camembert and it is mostly used in the breakfast time. Okay, so breakfast time, what they use? Bread and cheese. So the cheese name is Camembert. Okay, don't forget. Now we are going to recall what we saw. First one is shape of France, hexagon. Second is capital of France, Paris. Third is colors of French flag, blue, white and red. And fourth one is Independence Day, when it is celebrated, 14th July. Currency used is euro. And museum is Louvre Museum, which I said. And landmark of France is Eiffel Tower. Wine is, which is very popular, is Bourgogne. And two things famous which I said, one is French fashion and another one is French kitchen. Okay, this point you can take, fashion alone you can take. And 10th one is cheese, it is Camembert cheese. So this 10 points will be your online test today. Okay, only from this 10 points I will ask for online test. Today's class you are going to see only this. Okay, next what we are going to see after this is alphabets. Okay, shall we see alphabets now? So far we learned only in English, right? So being the first class, we must learn something in French. So let's learn alphabet. Is it okay? Okay. So I'll erase this and I'll write alphabets and let's see it together. Until then, what you can do now, pause the video and take down all these things in a rough note. Okay? I'll wait for you. Make it fast. Okay children, now let's start the alphabet. Okay, so far we have finished this some knowledge about France and now we are going to see alphabets. Alphabets in French you can just watch in YouTube because alphabets we are not going to use mostly, but it will help you when you spell something. Okay, if you spell a word or a name in an individual manner, you have to articulate every letter. So in such a way, alphabet is the first thing you must know. Okay, so let's learn it fast, not more than 5 minutes. Okay, so in case if you have any doubt, it's better to listen to the alphabet than to practice without anything. It is better to listen. Okay, so in YouTube when you're free, listen to the alphabets and you practice with the alphabet, or you can listen to this same video and you can practice along with me. Okay, so nothing, you're going to repeat along with me this and then we are going to end this session. Fine. Okay, first one, A, alphabet A, B, C, D, E, F. A, please repeat, A, B, C, D, E, F. Please repeat along with me, A, B, C, D, E, F. Once again, A, B, C, D, E, F. Now I will point, you have to repeat, okay? Okay, now with me, A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, now This one is J. This is G, and in French it is called as J. Please repeat along with me, J. I have put a small star here, that is because this pronunciation is little tricky. The sound will be like J sound, but it will give the pronunciation of G. Okay, J, J, J. So you mark this separately. This is very important. Okay, because other things you can tell on your own faster, but this is little different. J, A, B, C, D, E, F, J. Now first column over. Let's move on to the second column. H, H, E, G, K, L, M, N. H, please repeat. H, E, G. This is J sound, but it should give G sound. Okay, G, H, E, G, K, L, M, N. So if you say literally, it will be like an English word. In English you will say L, and in French it is L. So that is the little difference. Okay, H, E, G, K, L, M, N. H, please repeat. H, E, G, K, L, M, N. Now I will point out, you have to say. Very good. Now with me. H, E, G, K, L, M, N. Once again. H, E, G, K, L, M, N. Now third one. O, P, Q, R, S, T, U. O, please repeat. O, P, Q, R, S, T, U. Once again. O, P, Q, R, S, T, U. Okay. So this, when you practice with the audio, either my audio or YouTube audio, both will be easy. Once again, I'll point out, you have to say. Now with me. O, P, Q, R, S, T, U. Okay. So now last one. V, W, X, Y, Z. Once again. V, W, X, Y, Z. V, W, X, Y, Z. Once again. Now with me. V, W, X, Y, Z. Now what's your homework is? This will be your today's homework. There will be lot of alphabet videos in YouTube. You have to just put the alphabet video and listen. Okay. So at the end of the video, what you have to do is, you have to write your name. For example, if your name is Alfred. Okay. You must pronounce the word and spell it. Alfred. A, L, F, R, E, D. Okay. So you can make use of this column and you can write. Okay. A, L, F, R, E, D. Alfred. So like that, you must be able to recall each and every sound which you read here, and you have to substitute there. So this is a application method, and if you apply that correctly, you will be able to spell any name in French. So that is the homework for you. You must learn this and you must practice that with a name. A name. It might be Tamil name or French name or in a English name. You have to write in English and you have to spell it in French. Okay. So that is your homework. So two things which I said. GK 10 questions will be your online test today, and second thing, this is your homework. Okay, so now you can copy from the board, and you can also find this in Google. Okay, if you Google l'alphabet in French, and it will give you a lot of sounds, and seeing that also you can copy. So if you don't want to do that, you can copy from here. Okay, so this is your thing. Homework for today. Homework is alphabet, and secondly, online test is the French questions which I gave you first 10. Okay, so next class tomorrow I will tell you what books you must buy after the midterm. Okay, so you have 10 days of gap to buy the book, so no need to worry about the book today. In tomorrow's class I will tell you the name of the book. Okay, so merci mes étudiants, bonne journée. So I said merci means thank you, bonne journée means have a nice day. Please repeat. Merci, bonne journée. Merci, bonne journée. Okay, bye. Merci.